Welcome back to Knowledge Base and welcome back to Xamarin Tech Talk. Today we will discuss about Xamarin Objective-C binding. So this is very helpful for every iOS developer where he can easily jump in and bind any Objective-C library into Xamarin. So let's just get started. So for this sample I'm just taking a library from GitHub which is BEM checkbox. So this one we are trying to convert this into binding and we'll just use that particular binding in our Xamarin application. So just download this particular library and go to Xcode and just go to new project and choose Cocoa Touch framework and click on next. Choose Cocoa Touch library and next, and specify it as custom checkbox and click on next and specify the location where you want to create that and done. So it creates two different files. One is H file and M file of that same project name. So we'll just delete these files and we'll add the necessary files which are actually came from that particular Objective-C library which we have downloaded. So we'll just go to downloads and BEM checkbox and these are the classes. So select that. Before that, just click on options and choose copy items if needed, so that whatever the files that we have selected will directly be copied to your project. So click on add. So all the files are been added successfully to our project. So let's just check whether the project has any errors. So we'll just click on. So it's build succeeded. So now if we want to target this particular bind library to target for simulator and even for iPhone real device, so we need to choose the specific architectures which are necessary to run this particular application in these two architectures. So if we are targeting simulator, we need to target i386 and x86, and if we are targeting for real iPhone device, we need to target ARM architecture. So while creating this library, so we need to be very cautious in trying to fit all these particular architectures into our library. So this is the specific region where you just specify all the necessary things. So go to build settings and choose all. So we got architectures here. So just click on that and click on other. So all the necessary architectures that we want to support. So ARM v7, ARM v7s, ARM 64, i386. So these are the specific architectures that we are supporting now, and you just find build active architectures only. So we are not targeting for active architectures, we are targeting for all the architectures that we have chosen. So just select it as no, and after that, whenever we run this Xcode project, it actually creates a fat binary. If we in .NET terminologies, if we create a class library, it creates a .dll file. The same way, it creates an executable file, either it could be a .exe or a .dll. So here we call it as a fat binary with an extension of .a. So it will be stored in some specific location where our Xcode resides. So we need to pull that particular location to our project. So for that, we need to go to file, click on project settings, and this is the concept called as derived data. This derived data consists of all the necessary executed elements of your project, including your fat binary. So this will be the default location, which is Xcode derived data. So it go and reside in the Xcode one. So we need to pull that particular thing to our project relative location. So automatically it will be changed to our project location. So click on done. Now we need to create this fat binary in release mode, so that all the if we choose the debug, all the unnecessary debug files will be stored, and it will actually come into our application also. So we are not targeting that. So we need to choose a release build, so that whatever necessary DLLs only we will be copying. So just choose custom checkbox and click on edit scheme and choose run, so that we'll just change the build configuration to run. Close, and we'll just run this project build for testing. So now we have chosen simulator. So if we go to terminal and we'll go to so you can able to see our project file and derived data. Now we'll go to derived data. So it has certain project folder structure. So we need to go to that folder structure. We need to go to build. So we need to go to products. You can able to see debug iPhone simulator. So we got this particular simulator folder because we have executed this particular application with a simulator, so it created a folder. So we'll just go to that folder. So I can able to see a fat binary which got created here. Now we'll just run this particular thing with a real device also by choosing generic iOS device. So you can able to see debug iPhone OS. You can able to see this fat binary which got created. So but we got this debug. So we are not targeting for debug, we need release. So for that we need to go to build for running, and we need to choose any simulator and click on build running. Now we'll just check that. You can able to see release iPhone OS, release simulator. So these are the necessary things that we are looking for creating a binding. Now we need to download Objective-C which is provided by Xamarin. So we need to download that particular thing from the Xamarin site. So just download the latest release, and it will be downloaded into your system, and just install those packages. So once the installation is done, we can just ready to run the binding. So I have already downloaded the necessary packages for Objective-C. So I'll just go ahead and run the binding. So we got release iPhone OS, we got release iPhone simulator. So we need to see what are the specific architectures that got created for that. So cd release OS. So for this we are using lipo command, lipo hyphen info. So we are just looking for info and choose the fat binary. You can able to see this here: ARM v7, ARM 64, ARM v7s. This is the architecture for this fat binary, and we'll go back to see the architectures for simulator. You can able to see i386 and 86 underscore 64. So now we need to combine these two fat binaries into single binary so that all the architectures will be supported. So for that we'll just go back to our parent folder and we'll use the same lipo command and hyphen create release hyphen iPhone OS the fat binary, release hyphen simulator the fat binary, and the output file hyphen output, and we'll just make it as lib custom checkbox final dot a. If you see the complete structure, so you can able to see this file got created. Now we'll see the architecture for this file. ARM v7, 7S, i386 and all the architectures, the individual architectures now got combined into single fat binary. So now we'll use this particular .a file for creating the binding. So we'll just use the Sharpie commands for creating a binding. So let's just see what are the architectures that we have in our system. So we'll just use bind hyphen output is the one which is the class file name. So custom checkbox, and we need a namespace, custom checkbox and checkbox, and we'll just make it final, and we need to fetch the path. So it is in downloads and it is in custom checkbox and it is in custom checkbox folder, and we got multiple .h files, so we are choosing star.h so that it will choose all the necessary header files and all the header files within that folder, and we create a binding using those header files, and hyphen sdk iPhone OS 10.2. Okay, looks like Objective-Sharpie didn't got installed in my, so I'll just install this. Sorry for that. So now we'll see hyphen SDKs. So these are the specific SDKs that are available here. So now we'll just run this. You can able to see it is parsing 4 header files and it created API definitions and structure and enums. So if we just go to the project location, derived data, custom checkbox, build products, it created a custom checkbox folder and it has API definitions and structures and enums. We'll just discuss what is these particular class files. So we'll just go to Xamarin Studio and we'll just click on new solution and we'll choose iOS library and the bindings library. Next, checkbox, we'll just create. So if you see here, we got API definition and we got structs. Structs is a specific location where we specify all the enumerators or any kind of specific properties that are necessary for this library, and API definition is the location where the binding logic will be there. So we'll just copy all the means whatever the files that we have generated. So we'll just take this, copy this thing and copy to your structs, and we'll close this and we'll copy the complete API definitions. If you see here, it created all the specific API definition classes uh, based on the header files. So we'll copy this and we'll paste. So we'll close that. Now we'll just run to check if there are any errors. So there will be some errors. So we need to figure out what are the errors and we need to resolve those errors. So we'll just check what is the errors that we have got. So we got this delegate not found, so we'll just remove that. And what are the other things that we have got? And based on the documentation provided by Xamarin, so we can ignore this verify attribute. So we'll just go and build the project again. We got one more error. So delegate, so we don't have that delegate. Just create that delegate. So we don't have any init here, so we'll just make it int. So as of now we'll just ignore this. So we are not targeting for checkbox group. So we got one more error. So enums, it is expecting long for which particular item. You'll just see that it is box type, so you'll just make it long. So now it got executed successfully. Now we'll just create a sample project. iOS sample app. So we'll just include that library here. We'll just go to the view controller and we'll just use the custom checkbox final. So I'll just copy and paste some code. So BEM checkbox. So I'm just creating an instance for this BEM checkbox and specifying a frame, and I'm just choosing a box type as circle. So we can able to see that what are the different types of box types, and we just got a delegate here. We'll just get this delegate also. Now we'll just run this. No issues. So we are choosing BEM checkbox. Let's just see what is the error. So it just says the specific native class that we have used here is not loaded properly. So I'll just check what would be the problem. Just build this. So we'll check one by one. So the issue is in the instantiation itself. So we need to see what could be the problem. Sorry for that. The only thing that we did a mistake is we didn't include that fat binary. We'll just add that fat binary. Copy that fat binary into your location, and let's just run the application again. So now we can able to see the app is running. So I'll just uncomment this, and we'll just check the application now. So now we got our checkbox created successfully. So this is how we can able to create a Objective-C binding in using any Objective-C libraries, and we can just use that in your iOS application. And hope this helps, and hope this gives a basic idea how to create an Objective-C binding. So if you have any questions or concerns or issues, you can just reach me at the email ID, and I'm available even the Twitter, and this is my blog .NET Mobile. Thank you so much again.